So I'm still looking for a remote role in the HR people space or talent. So I did go ahead and actually apply for this role, the HR operations role with Trusted Health. Looked into it and it looked like a really good opportunity. So I went ahead and submitted that application. But I've seen that AI can help with interview questions. I don't have an interview lined up yet, but I'm curious to ask and see what it comes up with. So I'm going to share that. I had shared it previously, but I'm going to share it again to say apply to the role below. And I've just pasted the job description there and maybe ask what are the top 10 questions, 10, I guess maybe most common questions. Common questions asked for this type of role. Or maybe we can say top 10 most common interview. And let's see what it comes up with. Okay, let's see. Interview questions. Can you describe your previous HR experience and how it relates to this position? Tell me about a project you previously managed and how you handled competing priorities. What are your strengths when it comes to managing and analyzing data in Excel or Google Sheets? How do you ensure that you keep track of new policies, procedures, and methods? And what methods do you use? How do you handle difficult conversations or conflicts with colleagues or stakeholders? How have you previously supported and provided guidance to employees in an HR capacity? What steps do you typically take to ensure that all HR inquiries, including those related to the benefits and general HR needs, are answered promptly and accurately? Can you tell me about a time when you encountered an unexpected problem in an HR project program and how you managed to resolve it? What steps do you usually take to ensure that you are meeting the expectations and needs of different stakeholders? How do you prioritize your tasks and responsibilities, especially when faced with multiple competing demands? So prepare for the interviews by reviewing your resume, the job description, and the organization's mission and vision. Think about your experience and how it applies to the job responsibilities and requirements, and be ready to provide specific examples or stories that demonstrate your skills. Okay, well, that's all pretty good. I'm actually going to just copy these and just have them here. Example, interview questions, just something that I can practice and see. So I can get better at these. Let's see what are examples of good responses to these questions. This is pretty cool. Okay, so to the first one, can you describe your previous HR experience and how it relates to this position? Oh, wow. So this is pretty cool. So it still is relating it back to the experience. I told it I have over 5 years experience working in an internal recruitment team where I've gained extensive experience in managing, let's see, the full cycle recruitment process and working with stakeholders to identify and solve HR related issues. This experience has given me a firm understanding of HR best practices that has prepared me well for this operational support role where I can leverage my attention to detail, analytical skills to manage competing priorities and provide excellent support to clinicians and stakeholders. That's a pretty good, lengthy answer, but it's nice. I actually do like these, so what I will do is actually copy and paste them just to see what the language is like, how they phrase the answers to the questions, see if that is, if I like it, and then I could practice before jumping into any upcoming interviews if I get any for this role or for other roles that I may apply to. So let's read the second one. Tell me about a project you previously managed and how you managed competing priorities. As part of a global HR initiative in my previous role, I managed a project to develop and implement a new recruitment system. I had to balance the competing priorities and manage a tight timeline, working with multiple teams across different time zones and ensuring that all stakeholders were kept informed. To manage time constraints, I had to break the project up into smaller milestones, prioritize tasks, and communicate effectively with all stakeholders. Of course, this here is going to be a real example that I've encountered in my roles, so this is pretty general response, but I do like how they phrased it. What are your strengths when it comes to managing and analyzing data in Excel or Google Sheets? Oh, okay. So I've developed strong skills in managing and analyzing data and using Excel and Google Sheets. I'm proficient in using pivot tables, VLOOKUPs, and functions. Okay, so this all looks pretty good. How do you ensure you keep track of new policies and procedures? Sort of my daily routine. Okay, I'm going to just copy these actually, since it has the answers, and paste them here. This way I have the question and the answer, so I can take a look at the formatting of the responses here of the answers and get a little practice in. Let's see. What else should I do? Prepare for this interview. I've already checked out their careers page and their overall website. So let's see what it says. Review the job description, of course. First thing we did, research the company, their website, mission, values. I already did that. Prepare questions of your own, thoughtful questions. That's actually a pretty good one. Maybe I'll ask it what are some good questions to ask. I get a little stuck with that one sometimes, but we'll go with that. So practice your communication and interpersonal skills. Of course, bring examples of your work and accomplishments. Dress appropriately. Be on time. Okay, so maybe I'll ask, what are some good questions to ask? Questions to ask. Let's see. Means to ask in the interview. Thoughtful questions your need demonstrates your interest. Yep, of course. So let's see what it suggests. 1, can you tell me more about the company culture and values? How do employees live out these values and how would I fit into this culture? What is the immediate priority for the person who fills this role and what specific responsibilities would I have within the first few months? What are the team's goals for the next year? What specific programs or initiatives will the team be working on that I will be involved in? Oh, okay, let's see. How does the team work collaboratively with other teams within the organization to ensure effective communication and support delivery? Can you describe a specific challenge that the team is facing right now and how this role would contribute to the solution? Can you describe the development opportunities available to you with the role and how can you progress within the organization over time? What communication strategies do you use to keep employees informed and engaged on HR-related matters? That's a pretty good one. How do you measure success within this role and what metrics are important for the management and success of this role? What systems or tools does the WF team use in managing HR-related activities such as payroll, benefits, and compliance? What is a typical career path within the organization for someone in this role? Okay, so that is pretty good. I'm going to copy some of these. I do like, and that obviously will not ask all of those questions, but just as examples so I can reference this. Questions to ask. And I'm just using this as my scratch pad for now, so I don't have to scroll up. I'll next see once I do get ready to prepare for actual interviews. So this is pretty helpful. I'm going to take all of these into consideration. Hopefully I get an interview, but what I'm going to do now is search for other roles. So if you want to see that, I'm going to go back to pretty much step 1 and find more roles to apply to. It did suggest some good roles yesterday. So not these. Okay, well, I'll look that up later, but I'm opening up my search a little bit broad, but yeah, if you want to follow along, make sure to subscribe and like this. Have a great day.